Hello, YouTube, and anyone else out there. This is Old School from WhatTheBuc.net, coming to you live from Valrico, Florida. Just got back from the AM session for Buccaneers Training Camp 2009 over at One Buc Place. Got a couple of notes for you. I posted the pictures out at the normal places that I post at BucsChat.com and the CaptainsDeck.net and the SportsZone.net as well. I don't have a place on my website where I put a lot of these pictures yet. It's one of the reasons why we're redoing our website. But if you want to look at those pictures, I'm no photographer by any stretch, but some good images, I think, from camp. I managed to delete the video files because I'm an idiot. But overall, today I wanted to go look at the bigs if I could. Got to camp today, and they had the other fields working. So there are 3 fields out there. I've been calling them 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 is where they took all of the practice before. Today they were on 2 and 3. And there were 2 VIP stands down there that were blocked off. Sorry, I just got a mail from Scott Reynolds, which was nice. We're going to have Scott Reynolds on Thursday night, it looks like, to talk about the QB battle at WhatTheBuc.net. But at any rate, they had the 2 VIP stands blocked off, and there was not enough seating. And there's a lot of people there. I expected to be a light attendance today, with Monday being a work day for most folks, and it was packed. Mark Dominic came in and said, no, let's open those stands up. We'll redirect the VIPs. We'll get them seated somewhere else. And he took care of business and got everyone seated, which was really nice. Got a chance to shake his hand, say hello, thank him for the effort. Saw him a little bit later, asked if I could take a picture. He said no. He said, you can't take my picture, but I'll take a picture with you, which was pretty nice. Got a picture with Mark. Got some pictures of other guys, John Gilmore, etc. They had a lot of people out signing autographs. Got to give us a little bit of a kudo here. John Gilmore was over there. I like John Gilmore. He's a big blocking tight end, no-nonsense, blue-collar guy. Went up to him to take a picture, and he's like, oh, hey, man, I saw you practice the last couple of practices. I want to tell you, I really want to get one of your shirts. So he apparently likes the What the Buc logo, or thinks it's pretty funny, but I thought that was pretty cool. It's a very human thing. So anyway, a couple of notes from today. They did a lot of work on the red zone and the offense. I tried not to pay attention to the quarterbacks today, instead looking at the big guys. But in the beginning session, that's all I could get to. Kellen Winslow looked tremendous. Had some drops by guys that looked good earlier in practice, like Dexter Jackson, Kelly Campbell. Jimmy Wilkerson on the defensive line looks phenomenal. He was fast, violent, as Coach Morris likes to say. Ryan Sims looked very good as well. Now, the offensive line, I thought, got the better of the defensive line in most of the running drills. But in the actual goal line situations, the D-line was getting good penetration, and I thought those guys specifically stepped up. Gaines didn't do bad either. He was showing some pretty good speed. I was over there watching them do essentially tackle drills on field 2, and the guys look good. They're really stressing hand speed and wrist control when you're working as a defensive lineman, and the coaches are spending a tremendous amount of time on that, and the guys are paying a lot of attention. They got Quincy Black running as a defensive end as well, which I think was reported by Peter Report earlier. He was over there with those drills today. Barrett Ruud looked good today. He had a couple of really good plays, blowing up some running plays. Raheem was in there coaching the DBs pretty actively, which was nice to see, but he spent some time with all the different field or the different team areas, but he spent some time with the DBs today. We did have a blocked field goal, but I did not see who blocked it. Nugent got most of the kicks today. He was, I believe, 3 of 5, though I wasn't particularly interested because field goals in practice aren't very much interesting. So there was an interesting thing that happened. It was hot as hell out there, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. The press has an area up front that they can stand in. I'm not allowed to because I'm not real press, but it's in front of the stands. Now, most of the press is cool enough not to stand directly in front of the fans that are there. There were 2 folks there. It was one of the local people from a radio station down here on 620, and I don't think he was out of line at all. He was standing where he was supposed to stand. There was a young lady standing next to him she was a smaller girl anyway. She didn't take up a lot of space, but the people behind her were fired up for some reason and started barking at her, asking her to move, telling her, wanting to know where she works with. I mean, really getting into her pretty good. The Buccaneers coordinator came over, asked what was going on. The fans were barking at them. The media people started getting mad too, and they're like, hey, listen, we're doing our job here. You guys didn't even pay for a ticket, so why don't you all shut up? And they ended up bringing security over to make sure nothing happened at training camp, which I found quite funny since most of the bickering was by a group of like 60 to 90-year-old folks that were sitting in the stands. So clearly security was necessary. Now, speaking of older people, and that's funny because it's tongue-in-cheek here, Leroy Selman, Buccaneers' only Hall of Famer, living legend here in Tampa, was at practice today. He was kind of signing autographs, talking to Jared Bowie, some other players, and actually addressed the team after practice as well. That's always nice to see that. He's going to be inducted into our Ring of Honor, which is going to be opened up this year. 1 player per year. He's the first player to go in. On the offensive line, sort of the Holy Trinity looks terrific. Donald Penn, Davin Joseph, and Jeremy Trueblood all had really strong practices today. Jeff Fain looked good too. I didn't see Zuda look bad. That's not to say he didn't look good. I just didn't notice him standing out. I did not pay attention to the quarterbacks, like I said, but I could tell from the other end of the field Luke was not having a particularly strong day. I did see him pull a Luke where he was scrambling and almost took another sack when he could have thrown the ball away. And it looked, at least anecdotally from the other end of the field, that Byron was having a better day. I saw him connect on a couple of touchdown passes. I know I've been riding his ass constantly. I still think he's horrible. But it looked like he was having a better day. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those reports come out that he had a better day. On the 11-11s at the end, the only two quarterbacks that got to run them were Luke and Byron, and it was pretty good give and take. The funny thing was, in the beginning session, a lot of the pictures of this, the receiving coach, they were working on some core red zone concepts, which we bitched about last year on What the Buc all the time. When you're in the red zone, you got some passes that are your bread and butter, right? You got your quick slant, you got your fade, you got your post, right? And depending on who you've got out there, personnel-wise, you can get mismatches, and these should be pretty easy to connect on. That's why you should score a lot of touchdowns in the red zone if you're a good team. We never seem to do that. We seem to outthink ourselves every time we got into the red zone last year. They were running those drills almost exclusively early in practice. Then we got down to 11-on-11s, and Luke stepped up, Maurice Stovall split left. They go straight to the quick slant they've been working on early in practice, 6 points, nothing the defense could do. And it was kind of nice to see that start at the beginning from practicing. At the very beginning, 2 hours later, it ends up with 6 points for the offense on our end. So those are the quick notes. I'm going to write these things up again and post them. I'm posting all my sort of dialogue about this. It's actually monologue, I guess, because I'm the only one talking, at whatthebuc.net under the 2009 training camp section. I'd love to get ratings on these things. Let me know if you think these are useful. I've also been Twittering. I Twittered from camp today. I'm going to keep doing that anytime I go. Talked about Antonio Bryant not being out there today. I think I was the first one to mention that in the Twitterverse, I guess is what it's called. My Twitter name is, not surprisingly, WhatTheBuc. So if you want to follow us there and we'll follow you back, that'd be awesome. Thanks so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next report.